positive end to the season at Manchester United. Talk about Michael Carrick, Bruno Fernandes having an incredible season, Casemiro scoring goals, and you're fit and very much a part of it. How do you assess the last few weeks and months? Because it was a challenge at the beginning, but certainly this is the Manchester United right now that people recognise and expect to see week in, week out.
Yeah, I think we're in a really good spell. It's not been like that throughout the season. There's been up and downs, but I think the kind of character that we've shown and we always knew there was something there. There's the ability there to kind of really finish the season strong. And obviously Michael coming in, I think he's been brilliant, and we've really been pushing as a team to get where we belong in the league, and that's right at the top. So yeah, it's been amazing, but we just need to finish the season off strong now. You
talk about Michael Carrick being really effective. What's he done? Why is this Manchester United side very different from the one perhaps 6 months ago?
I think you can see the way we play. I think he's someone, as we know, who's been there and done it, and knows the club inside out, knows what the fans really want to see. And I think, yeah, it's been brilliant. I'm a massive fan of him and the way he is, not just as a manager but as a person as well. Easy to speak to, and yeah, he's been brilliant. And as you can see on the pitch, everyone's been enjoying it. But it's not done yet. We've still got a few more games left to really solidify this run that we've had. I'll
talk about the Champions League qualification in a moment, but Michael Carrick, ex-Manchester United midfielder, you're a current Manchester United midfielder. How much has he been able to enhance your game, develop you as a player, and really hopefully take you to that next level? Yeah,
I mean, a world-class player. I remember watching him a lot when I was younger. He's still got it now. You can see in training when he
join in?
He gets involved, yeah, a little bit.
Does it feel right, Manchester United, Michael Carrick, head coach? Does that just connect with the team, with the fan base, with the current form?
Yeah, I mean, it's not down to me to make that decision, but I think as players we're really enjoying our football, and I think that's the most important thing. We're enjoying our football. We want to play football, and we want the fans to enjoy it, and we want to win games. That's the most important thing. And at the end of it, the goal is to obviously qualify for the Champions League, because that's what the fans deserve. That's what the club deserves. As I said, to be as high up as possible and having them Champions League nights at Manchester United.
I want to talk to you about your teammates, and one person in particular, the skipper, Bruno Fernandes. Now, he's one assist away from equaling Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne's record of Premier League assists in a season. Does he talk about it in the dressing room?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't?
No, he doesn't, actually.
Do the lads talk about it?
Yeah, we talk about it. We say it to him now and again. Bruno's the ultimate professional. I think, first and foremost, he wants to win the game. And as the captain, he will do anything possible to get that to happen. I think maybe in the back of his mind it's there. But I think for him, as I said, it's not about individual accolades, really. I don't get that sense from him. I think he'll do everything for us to win, for us to finish as high as we can. So yeah, I think I said to him actually when he got the assist after the game, I said, "You're not going to shoot." Just kind of jokingly to him, like, "God, you always shoot. You'd always shoot that. Or are you passing it now?" And he kind of laughed and he's like, "No, Ben was open. The defender kind of blocked the shot." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, all right." But
obviously, huge game at the weekend. Manchester United at home to Liverpool. You went to Anfield earlier in the season and won. You've been involved in 3 of these big games. United, Liverpool. What are they like? Why are they so separate to perhaps other matches that you faced during the course of a season?
Yeah, they're special. I mean, you can just see the history of the game, what's happened in the past, and the big moments. They really stand out, and I think, the one obviously at Anfield that we played this season, started the game really quick. Brian gets the opening goal, and it's never easy there. The fans get up, and it's never easy to kind of hold the lead or play comfortable against them. I'm sure it'll be the same next game. But we'll be ready.
Here we are at St George's Park. I said at the beginning of the interview, 36 caps for England. Hopefully a fair few more to come as well. Yeah. Maybe not this summer. I guess there's two parts to the question. That will hurt because you want to be in Thomas Tuchel's World Cup squad. You want to be playing on the biggest stage of all. And those ambitions, I guess, they get fired when you're not involved in squads and you think, no, I want to be back in that setup. I want to play for my country.
100%. Playing for your country is one of the biggest accolades you can have as a footballer. So when you're not in the squad, it hurts. Definitely. I mean, I've had both experiences of going to a Euros and obviously a World Cup, and being around that is such a special occasion, and you never take it for granted for 1 second. As I said, when you're not in the squad and you're watching, it is difficult. But for me, I've been an England player, but I'm an England fan. I grew up watching teams when I was younger, and yeah, if I'm not there, we'll be supporting the lads, supporting the manager to go and get the job done. But yeah, we don't know, obviously, this summer, but I'll be ready for next season. As you said, fired up, and I want to get back in. That's definitely a goal of mine, to get back into the national team. So yeah, got some work to do.
What's Mason Mount's one wish between now and when you retire? If we could give you one guarantee, one trophy, one accolade, one thing.
It's a tough one, yeah. I'd say the Premier League.
Yeah? Premier League with Manchester United?
Yeah.
That's the one wish?
The Premier League, yeah. And I think we can do it. That's definitely... I dreamt of that as a kid. I dreamt of winning the Champions League. And to win the Premier League, a domestic title, not many get to say they've done that. And I think, next season, it could be a possibility if we keep working hard. You never know. I think a few results that didn't go our way this year, and we find ourselves in third position. So I think there's obviously a long way to go and a lot of hard work to do over the off season and in pre-season. But yeah, that'll be a special goal.
Yeah, really interesting chat like with Mark McAdam and Mason Mount. And first of all, Jody, I mean, you know him well. Speaking from a charity day in connection with Make-A-Wish for 11 young football fans who are living with critical illness. And as I say, you know him, I suppose a measure of the man to give his support to such an important cause.
He's a great kid, and I say kid just because I keep thinking of him as a young lad at Chelsea. Yeah. But he's grown into a quality young man. I always knew he was going to be that. He comes from a good stock, like real good family around him, and these sort of things don't surprise me at all. He's always been one of the first ones that would give up his time for your charities and any kids at the training ground and stuff like that. He's always great with them, so it doesn't surprise me one bit.
You've spoken to us before about the way his departure from Chelsea to Manchester United played out. He's had bad luck with injuries since he moved to Old Trafford. How sort of disappointed have you been for him for the way it's worked out in the last couple of years? Yeah,
really disappointed. And I get asked about Mason quite a lot, obviously, just because of the relationship I had with him. But that's been my biggest disappointment, is just that he's had such a big move from the club that he spent so long at, and then not being able to really showcase what he's capable of because of... You get players that sometimes get injuries early in their career, some that it's spread out over the course of their career, and you can be really unlucky like he was. The minute you get a move and all of a sudden they seem to all come at once. Because he was... One of the good things you liked about him is always available to train, always available to play. Would put in a shift in both of those things as well, every time. So yeah, all I hope for Mace is that he can stay injury-free to get back to the level that he's capable of performing at, because you simply can't do that when you're on the treatment table.
And if he can stay injury-free and he can get more minutes for Manchester United, he talked about his England hopes and his aspirations. Is there still a way back for him with England?
Yeah, I think that when you're someone that's got the qualities that he has, there's always going to be a way back if you perform to the level that people know you're capable of. Now, we know Thomas Tuchel knows about his qualities extremely well because he won the Champions League and was Player of the Year for him that year. So you imagine that if he was playing week in, week out and performing, then he would have had a good shot at making that squad. But like I said earlier about the Kobbie Mainoo and you can get sliding doors moments when you're left out of teams or you're injured and other people step up. It then becomes harder to then get back in. And at the moment, it's going to be hard to get back into the Man United team. So I feel that if he's fit and performing, then I think he'll perform well for any team he plays, whether that be England or Man United or elsewhere. But like I said, first and foremost, I just hope he gets over these injury problems he's had.